Starting today, we are going to view waking up at 5 a.m. not as something to dread, but as a luxury. And I'm going to show you how. Most of us, as moms, never have enough time on our hands and are never actually able to finish what needs to be done during the day. And we all know that adding a couple hours of productivity time at the beginning of the day would be a game changer. But we dread the idea of a 5 a.m. alarm with every fiber of our being. My job today is to show you that you don't have to dread it anymore. In fact, I'm going to show you how you can start looking forward to it and all of the blessings that it will bring. And all of this without feeling exhausted for the rest of the day. Hi, I'm Krista, and I'm here to help Christian moms turn the overwhelming chaos in their homes into peaceful productivity. If that sounds like something you could use, subscribe to my channel for weekly videos just like this one. I remember way back early on in my stay-at-home mothering days, I viewed one of the luxuries of being a stay-at-home mom was that I could just stay in bed until my kids woke up. That there was no need for an alarm clock, no early appointment to get to, no boss waiting for me to arrive at work. So why not enjoy that? All I really needed to focus on was teaching them to sleep well, which is a discussion for another time. But once I got them to sleep through the night and sleep until 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I could just sleep in as long as they did. And then we would all get up together in a nice leisurely fashion. But here's the problem I discovered with that. Even if you are able to get your kids to sleep through the night and into a bit of the morning, once you do finally drag yourself out of bed, the day hits you like a ton of bricks. Because once your kids, we all know this, once your kids are up and going, they're up and going and they have needs. And the house is continuously getting messier now. And the things that are happening today are not really that planned out. And they're getting hungry, so food needs to happen. And you haven't even showered and gotten dressed yet. So if you're going anywhere that day, you have to find a way to fit that in too. And when the schedule is positioned like that, as leisurely as it sounds to sleep in until your kids wake up, it's just not worth it, because you start off your day behind, and it just becomes more so as the day progresses, referring back to that overwhelming chaos I was talking about. As the leaders over our kids during the day, we have to stay one step ahead of what's going on. At least one step ahead. And that is simply not going to happen if we are rolling out of bed at the same time they are. I know. Frustrating, isn't it? So, of course, the biggest solution to this is to start your day before they do. Now, the first roadblock that we face for getting up earlier is being tired for the rest of the day. Now, issue number one in some homes is that the kids are either staying up late, are getting up super early, or are waking up throughout the night, or maybe they're sleeping in the same bed as mom and dad. If the sleep situation's not great, that can hinder this whole situation. But that will have to be a discussion for another day, because that's like a whole thing, But I will discuss that another day. But that issue aside, if your kids are sleeping through the night, the simple and difficult truth is that getting 7 hours of sleep from midnight to 7 a.m. is not more restful for your body than the 7 hours from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. So really the ticket here is not just to move your wake up time earlier, it's also to move your bedtime earlier. And if you are doing that and you're keeping a good, I would shoot for at least 7 hours of sleep a night. If you feel tired right out the gate, give it about a week. Your body will adjust as long as you are consistent. Okay, so physically, as long as we keep at least 7 hours of sleep time, we will be rested, physically rested during the day. As long as we give our bodies about a week to adjust, we should not be feeling it during the day. But now let's talk mentally, because that is, I would say, the next big roadblock that we face. Just because we got to sleep at 10 p.m. and are now asking our bodies to get up at 5 p.m., the mental struggle there is recognizing that our kids are not going to be waking up until, we'll say, 7 a.m. So that means we could get another 2 hours of sleep if we really wanted to. And fighting that mental battle is a toughie, whether you're technically rested or not. The answer for this is the countdown. Now, let me preface this by saying I did not come up with the countdown. I researched it and found the concept, applied it to my life, and found it to be epically successful. So this is the countdown. And I apply it for when my alarm goes off in the morning, but the concept can be applied to any area of your life that you are unmotivated in, or something you're fearful to tackle, anything you just need that little push over the edge to get you going. This can be applied to. But we all know that moment that the alarm goes off, that's the deciding moment right there. Do you hit stop or do you hit snooze? Do you close your eyes again, or do you sit up, turn on the light, and get going with your day? That fork in the road right there, it's a game changer. And that's what the countdown applies to. I don't know what it is. I don't know when I first heard it, I thought, what? No, that's not going to do anything. But I'm like, some big names were suggesting it, so I'll give it a shot. And it did. It's not 100%, but it made a world of a difference. So the countdown, this is what it is. You're laying in bed, the alarm goes off, you turn it off, and then as soon as your arm gets back to position, your eyes are still closed, you go 5 in your head. You don't have to say it out loud, especially if your husband's still sleeping or whatever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sit up. And that's it. I know you're like, what does that do? I don't know. I don't know what it does, but it does it. But I think it just kind of clears the countdown. The countdown kind of clears your brain. You're just counting now. And you know that your brain knows this counting is leading to you getting up. It's taking up the space that debate would be occurring in. And the days that I count, I don't think I've ever had a day that I've counted down and not gotten up. And that was a stark contrast to before I started the countdown. So give it a shot. I would say give it a shot. Okay, so you did not snooze the alarm. You sat up, you turned on the light, unless your husband's still sleeping, then you quietly got out of the room, turned on a different light outside of the room, and here you are. You're facing this 2-ish hours of productivity time. But now you don't know what to do next. What this valuable gold mine of time here, what do you do next? So what happens? You feel proud of yourself for getting out of bed, but then you're like, well, don't really have any direction to go here, so I guess I'll just sit and just scroll for a few minutes, and then I'll probably, sit down and be able to figure out what to do next. I'll just scroll for a little bit, or maybe I'll walk around the house a little bit and see if anything strikes me as what should be done first. And you end up piddling away the whole 2 hours. I mean, starting to scroll alone. Can't eat it up like that. You know what I mean. And then it's like, well, why? Why get up for just some empty, dead space? And that is where pre-planning comes in. You have now given yourself 2-ish hours of productivity time. Mama, this is a treasure you have found here. We need to use every moment to its fullest. And in order to do that, we have to plan it in advance. Now, I'm not talking about having a long planning session every night before you go to bed. I'm talking about getting your framework, your general schedule during that 2-hour block, so that in the morning, your brain will know what direction to start heading. And I'm telling you, if you pre-plan this and you use these moments, 2-ish hours every single morning to their fullest, not only will it transform that day, the rest of that day, in an amazing way, but ultimately, when you think about it, the amount of positive things you can get done during that time, multiplied 2 hours a day for a week, months, for years, that could change. This decision to get up at 5 a.m., if you plan it well, could change the trajectory of your entire life, your health, any business you might be trying to pursue, the investment level you can give your kids, the investment level you can give your husband, your marriage, the presentation of your home. Wherever you decide to put that time, this is going to transform that area of your life. So let's plan this and plan it well. So there is no right or wrong things to do during this time. It's whatever is going to assist you and your family and your home and your goals. And so I'm giving you an example of what I do in my gold mine productivity time, just to give you an idea of some directions you can go if that is what's going to be serving you. So when I first get up, my first block of time, because I got out of bed, I'm awake, but I just woke up, okay? I don't want to hit the ground running. Now, some people are like, I want to go straight into that exercise routine or that cold plunge or whatever to wake my... I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I start on the slower end, productive, but calmer. So I start with my devotional time, prayer time, and reading a chapter of a book. Then I move from that into exercise. And I have a couple different exercise routines that I tend to go back and forth between. They're usually between 15 and 20 minutes. Then from there, I go into getting myself ready. So, showering, dressing, all that, any routines you want to put in there. If you want to do any of the cold plunge or, sauna or, whatever, you do you. And then from there, I will move into planning the day, doing things that will advance the day. Now getting myself ready, spending time with the Lord, getting myself healthy and getting myself, showered and dressed and ready is definitely helping during the day. But this time, that last block, I use specifically for getting a jump start on breakfast, making sure I know what school we're doing that day, seeing if I need to start any preparations for dinner, doing any last minute pickup that didn't happen the night before. Anything like that is going to get me that step ahead for the whole day. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm pumped up here. Productivity makes my wheels turn. I love it. But even I will say that there are the mornings when productivity alone is not enough to get your head off the pillow. That pillow is just so soft and so comfortable and so cozy. And it's just like, I'll be productive tomorrow. I'll be productive tomorrow. That'll be good enough. And so for those mornings, it's time to up the level of this morning from magnificently productive to luxurious. Thus far, we've been working more in the logic realm. Logically, I know that if I get up early, I will, and I plan ahead and I do all the things, I will have such a productive morning, and my 7 o'clock self will thank me so much for getting up at 5. And that's all so logical and it's so good. And that is going to be enough for some mornings. But what we need some mornings is not just the logically, I need to or should, but I want to. And how we help to push that over the edge is to add some just for fun things dabbled throughout the mornings. And I'll give you 2 examples. The sky's the limit. Again, you see what gets you motivated. I'll give you my 2 examples. The first is to find your signature morning drink. Now, I took a minute to find mine. Now, I don't drink coffee for a multitude of reasons. It's just a decision I've made. For those who do, it can be a lot simpler to find that delightful morning drink. A lot of it will also depend upon if you find it delightful to be warm and cozy or refreshing and cool. I go refreshing and cool. Maybe it's because I live in Florida and anything else is just hot. But that is the direction I go. And it's just, it's delicious. But it's also just when you're sitting there having your devotional time, you're cooling off after an exercise, you're moving into the day and getting ready to welcome your children into the general area of the house, sipping on a friendly, familiar beverage. Just, I don't know. It just feels calm. It feels like you've got life under control. It just adds that level of special, And so that, I went off on a tangent. I'm quite passionate about my signature drink, I guess. But that would be suggestion number 1. Suggestion number 2 is to pick one day during the week to add in, just make it more, not like the whole 2 hours, but, maybe 30 minutes of it or whatever, to be something fun. I wouldn't say sleep in because that's working against habits that you're trying to create, but maybe it is just watch a show or I don't know, read more of a leisure book or give yourself a mani-pedi. I don't know. For me, it's take a bath, which I turn into a detox bath because it's like there's something in me. I'm very driven and there's something in me. It's like, this is my productivity time. I have to make something about what I'm doing here productive. And so I do. I just put in some Epsom salts and I soak, but I have a show going and it's relaxing and I'm loving it. Have my drink, have my signature drink. And so I will slip that in one day a week instead of the exercise. And it's just when I get to that day, it's actually, I would say, motivation on the other days as well, because I know how rewarding that one day of just that me time will be if I know I've put in the effort and I've done the exercise and I've gotten up early all the other days. And so it is that added motivation. So, bottom line, if you ever want to turn your overwhelmingly chaotic home into a peacefully productive one, you have to get up before your kids. But if you prioritize bedtime, do the countdown, pre-plan your productivity time, and add some luxuries throughout, you will actually start to look forward to your quiet oasis every morning. And as you are luxurizing your mornings, I would love to hear about it. So as you're making these changes and seeing the change in how you view early mornings and experiencing the change in your life through the productivity, comment below and let me know how it's going. I'm sure all of us would be encouraged by that. But you might still be having some concerns about your daytime chaos. After all, early rising does not solve all of the mommy woes, does it? And if I could guess, I would bank on the fact that laundry is a massive pain point in your home. Can I help you with that one too? Linked below is a free 5-day, 15-minute laundry challenge that I would love for you to join today. So click below and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.